Marked is very well documented. I've put a lot of time into trying to explain everything it can do. So I figured if I was going to make one video to rule them all, I would show you how to find everything you need to know. So you can start with the reference guides. First is the Markdown reference with standard Markdown, multi-Markdown, and discount or GitHub flavored Markdown. And it lists all the difference between the syntaxes and everything you would need to know to start writing in Markdown. There's also a keyboard shortcuts reference pane that lists the application shortcuts, basically your command keys, quick toggles that are available in any document, preview navigation, which is commands, single key commands you can use while you're looking at a document, and then navigating the table of contents. Both of these can be opened with shortcut keys, Command Option M and Command Option K. And while you're in the preview, you can also type a question mark or the letter H, and it will show you a HUD, a heads-up display with all of the keys available within the preview. Next up is the help system. I spent a lot of time writing documentation for Marked and ended up building my own help viewer with a few special features. When you open it up, you'll see the main homepage for it, and the menu is off to the side hidden by default. If you expand the window just a little bit, that'll pop the menu out so you can have it always there. The bulk of the documentation is under writing features and advanced features, and you can start anywhere you like. Every page has a next and previous, and when you finish one page, there's a next up that will let you just start walking through the documentation. Every page that has more than 3 headers automatically gets a table of contents. When that scrolls out of view, the table of contents for the page is always right here. There are a bunch of ways to get to this documentation. First, from the help menu, if you use Command-Shift ? It will automatically load up the help menu from the keyboard, and then you can search the help right from there. So if I wanted to look up metadata for per document settings, I can jump right to that in the help. You can also use the search in the document to find the same thing. Each page has its own search. If you hit Command F, you can search right within the page. And you can also use the index. The index allows you to filter by title and by keywords that I've manually assigned. It's not a full text search, but it's a very fast way to filter down to just the article you want. Keywords mean that you can type certain words and it will find the related topic for you. While you're navigating, you'll notice that next to every headline there's a little bookmark icon. You can click that at any time and it will add a bookmark for you along with the command key. So now MathJax, and I also have the URL handler bookmarked, and I can jump between the two with command keys. If there's a section of the documentation that you reference frequently, it's worth adding a bookmark for. You can clear all your bookmarks at any time. As a side note, you can right-click on any of these bookmark icons and copy a link, and that will actually give you a URL handler link to open that page in help that you can use from a link from anywhere. Not super useful, mostly for internal use, but hey. Another way you can get to the help is from the preferences. All of these little question mark icons will open up associated help. The ones in the upper right of every pane will always open up the main preference page from the help, and that will include a description of every option on the page. Some options have more detailed write-ups, like there's a whole section about critic markup, so that gets its own link. So anytime you see those icons and you want a little more information about what's happening, just click one. When you're on a preferences page in the documentation in the help viewer and in the online version, these icons are actually clickable. So if you're exploring all of the preferences, and there are a lot of them, you can just click on the icons in these images, and it will load the associated documentation for that pane. Lastly, as a note for true nerds, I have published documentation for the JavaScript API that Marked has. And if you go to the URL handler, under the do command, there's a link there to a full documentation. Again, just for nerds. All of Mark's documentation is available in an online format as well, which is linked from the homepage of the documentation. You can just click online version, and that version may have more up-to-date. If it's been a while since the last release, there may be more up-to-date documentation there if you want to check that. So enjoy the documentation and be sure to explore all of Mark's crazy features.